Murder. Very difficult. Very difficult. Fuck me in the ear. Don't fuck me in the ear. But yeah. It's some kind of a hellish level we'll have to deal with. Oh my god. You're not gonna take damage. This room is filled with deadly gases and traps. You pause briefly, unsure how to proceed. Well, looks like there's 4 of these areas. No, 3 with switches. We'll probably have to use all of them. Lots of traps. Gotta have traps. I need to get rid of the wind golem for using invisibility. Cover strong spike. Minor electrical. There's a huge overlap too with these traps. This is something we cannot disarm. Not even close. What is it? But it's only in this small area. Cannot disarm. So it's disarm a path for yourself. That's what it seems to be. The wind golem is not too dangerous anymore. Well, it's dangerous enough. Strong spike. Impossible to get. Maybe we shouldn't try to get here. Trying to get one of the other plates. Maybe they'll disarm them. Gosh. If I place traps, I'll become visible. Strong negative energy. Impossible. Don't want to go into the poison gas. It's a shame it has to be said, but I don't want to go there. I don't want this slow effect on me. I do have the disarm all traps in an area item. That's always an option. Strong negative energy. No more gas. We're doing something right. He's following the path of these type of traps too. showing us the path. Well, one of these has to be disarmed. Otherwise, we ain't going nowhere. No, it could be a decoy. I mean, why not? Little failure. I think there's no chance of getting through that. Just build in a way that that's not gonna happen. And the important thing is to realize, not everything needs to be touched. The goal is to move forward. So, just move forward. I'll probably have to go here. No, we can't disarm that, so yeah. All the way there. Really? Okay, I'll trust the wind golem. Wind golem knows best. Don't go there either. Interesting. Not sure if we can avoid that, but apparently we have to. How much inventory space do we have? We don't. Strong holy trap. Yeah, I don't have time to mess with these now. I'll drop minor traps. They're not worth it. There are way too many traps anyway. Ah, perfect. Now, strong, strong, strong minor. Strong, strong minor. My electrical traps would have some decent value though, but enough is enough. We need inventory space. Average is okay. Minor holy. Yep. Nothing minor. And all important level. I'm not starting to mold the class at this point. What can we do? Humbling. It gives us an extra armor class point. Well, we need to know how to set traps, don't we? Pocketing. We have. There has been a necessity to do a lot of pickpocketing, so I'll keep it up. Maybe more search. Open locks, naturally disarm traps, disable traps. Hide, move silently, and diplomacy. Did persuade here. We have it. Use magical items, maybe. How about lying? Use magical device. Better sneak attack, 3 hit points. And still a single attack. Traitor Wind Golem. Areas are getting smaller, I think. No, it's probably the same size. The button that protrudes from the limestone pillar is covered with tiny indentations, as if it has been repeatedly struck by small hard objects. So push the button, I guess. Attack. The range weapon. Right. No problem. I think. Ah. Trickery, trickery, trickery. We already have this rod. It's not very valuable. Certainly don't want another. 2 doors. 1 locked. 1 not. Ooh, this is a rod of ghost. This is useful. Oh fuck, it's a mini. It's a fucking piece of shit mini. God damn it. Basically going to eat me up if I don't do something about it. Ah, crap. Yep. Well, it's very hard to target. I have damage resistance spell. No, it's not a mimic. It's probably an animated chest. By the way, so looting is dangerous here. Another item, I have no idea what it does. Right. That feels like it's something we should find out what it does. Success not possible. Definitely not possible. Hmm. How about this? The wooden door, it shouldn't last too long.
I have to lighten this load.
Sure do. And we've enjoyed a lot of this crap for some time now, but it's too much. One of the bags will be dedicated to loot. A lot of this is worthless anyway. Stuff I wouldn't hesitate to sell for a second. Just need a little bit of extra room. It's far from perfect, but at least we can move around again. Traitor hobby car. I have my doubts about who this guy actually is. There's a good probability he's not even a traitor. He could be. Can't say he isn't. But this is the kind of role I don't want to play. As in my character doesn't want to be. I'm doing things for others and I have no clue what is actually going on. I don't want to be a pawn, a mindless pawn. Inactive Minagon. Preserved tooth. This molar has been preserved through some kind of abjurative magic. A small note is attached to it by a piece of string. The note is inscribed with only 2 letters. Is it H-I?
I have to lighten this load.
Yeah, it was too heavy of a tooth for us. Slightly heavy cars, but why would his tooth be here? Notes on elemental balance. Note. His note was found folded between the pages of the tome Notes on Elemental Balancing. It was clearly not written by Habikar himself. The master always uses such confusing language to explain even the simplest thing. All this talk of resiliencing ethers, all it really means is that an equal number of elemental tokens must be placed in each of the 6 receptacles in order to create the portal. Why can't he just speak common like normal people? So this is an academic text, basically. Pages of this notebook are covered with scribbled notes. They appear to discuss Havikar's research into the manner in which the world was created by the god of will, Lore. There is no time to delve deeply into this formidable tome, but quickly skimming over some of the passages you learn that Havikar has for a long time been interested in the process of creation. His interests, however, did not end with simple conjuration and summoning, but with the deeper mystery of pure creation, question of, the question of why there is something rather than nothing. That secret, as far as Havikar seems to believe, has to do with the balancing elements against each other. The notes further describe some experiments he was conducting on this matter. Among them, one describes the use of elemental balancing to create a portal. The text in the question reads as follows: by resiliencing the ethers into opposition, one can funnel one's own will into form. I have used this to generate a portal to my rooms upstairs. Of course, such portals may be created by more mundane means, but this is much more interesting from a gen- genes- genesthetical perspective. I think I'll seal off the old stairs and use this portal to go upstairs from now on. That way, each day I will refresh my appreciation of this art. Ah, we need extra character. Simple ledger. Well, that's not useful, but I still don't want to leave it here. Magical tentacles grow out of the ground here, grasping at the air. I think I understand what they're asking me to do. Adept's tunic. Wand of missiles, wand of negative energy. The yellowed parchment is empty except for a few words in the upper left. 9th of September 1377, Lesson 1, Introduction to Basic Cantrips. Ledger. In this ledger, Heavy Car kept notes on various apprentices who worked with him in the past. There have been more than a dozen, but none showed prowess in either magical or scholarly pursuits. Two entries are interesting, both referring to a student named Ranil Athia. Yeah. I swear that Ranil is wasting her talents. I'm convinced she could be a fine wizard someday if she only focused on her studies. Last week she learned the enchantments of stone in half the time it took me. But this week she seems to have forgotten it again. Doubtless this has to do with her other pursuits. Ranel has disappeared. If I did not know her better, I would fear for her safety and search the city myself. I know that in reality she has simply slipped away, tired of the work that comes with sorcery. I'm sure that even now she is wandering the land singing her silly tunes to all that care to listen. Good riddance. Seems Habikar has not had any apprentices in the last 5 years. There's also a note on the inside cover. Remember to tell new students that the lever is a trap against thieves. Otherwise their curiosity will cost them a trip to the temple healers and a month's tuition. Lever is a trap. Not full lever. Is there a lever here? Well, to be fair, if I could find a lever in a place like this, I would put a lever. An Org zombie and a 4-level lever. So it's just there for a trap. Two elemental tokens. One elemental token. Two tokens. Two tokens. Two tokens. Two tokens. So we just need to take some of the everything that has two. We'll just need to take away. That'll fix things. Then everything is in balance. Well, that's sort of horrifying. I really don't want this excess crap. What will happen if we have 5 in, 2 in each? We would need 6. I think I have 5 there. Exit portal, wind golems. I don't particularly see why I would want to start a fight in this situation. If anything, I'll just trap one of the rooms and lure them here. Slightly very valuable.
I have to lighten this load.
Or perfectly worthless. Does it really matter? pajamas. Golem Manual. Some light bedtime reading for wizards, tired after a long day of conjuration and divination. This book describes in excruciating detail the procedures for constructing various kinds of artificial servants or golems. Some of the pages have been dog-eared to mark sections of interest. You glance at these pages quickly, finding these underlined passages. After treatment with zrarkling dust, the clay must be fired in a kiln and the temperature increased just to the point over which bronze melts. Otherwise the golem will have a vulnerability to acid, which corrupts the clay and causes cracking. While it is generally believed that the iron golems are effectively indestructible, there is one thing to which they have a great weakness: time. Just as the metal from which they are made can rust, especially in a wet environment, so the iron golem can develop focused weak points. One particularly troublesome weak point is a joint at the base of the spine, which can sometimes be pulled out with one's bare hands. The only way to prevent such gradual deterioration is through constant application of magical oils and salves. While the wind golem is not the most powerful of constructs, it is the one of the most difficult to create. The essence of the golem is the whirlwind, which may be easy to initiate but is very difficult to control. However, according to Shkatha of Zur, this feat may be accomplished through the art of elemental balancing. By offsetting the natural chaos of the air with the order and obedience of solidity, thus, if particles of dust are suspended within the whirlwind air, then they can convey a measure of structure. This is not easy, however, and mastered only by a few skilled elementalists. Okay, thanks for sharing. Mage and do golems. That's not something that I would really want to fight. Dreamweavers. Oris Ogernop and the Edge of the World. Empty Spirit Bottle. You can make out some faded marks on this parchment. They seem to depict the design of some kind of chamber. The letter N marks the north wall, and the word gate is on the east. Next to a symbol depicting a humanoid form in the top right corner, there is a picture of an explosion. And in the bottom right there is a circled picture of a floor lever. Just left of the gate there is a wiggly vertical line, and next to it some words: "Walk backwards through the force curtain." The main part of the drawn chamber is criss-crossed with lines and covered in various marks which seem to symbolize traps. In the very center there is a square marked "Bolt Safe", and next to it another picture of an explosion. What this is you cannot tell, but it may be worth holding on to. Empty spirits bottle. I guess that's an empty booze bottle. So, maybe there's no fight. Maybe. Yeah. Really possible. I'm not gonna set up too many traps here. 3, 4, something, because I want to take these with us. But just in case. This won't kill all of them. It'll probably kill at least one of them. That's the important point. And I can, with the summoned creatures I have, I can handle the rest.
Eh? What's this? I don't suppose you'd mind terribly explaining just how you managed to enter my tower, would you?
I know who you are, Carol Norbath.
What? What are you talking about?
It's no use pretending. Twilight has many eyes, and they have been watching you.
Eh? What's this? I don't suppose you'd mind terribly explaining just how you managed to enter my tower, would
What? You're mad.
Not deny that your real name is Carol Norbath. I will not be fooled.
Well, it seems that you already have been. I'm not this man Norbath, nor have I ever heard of him. I assure you that you have made a mistake, sir.
How can I believe you?
I have lived here all my life. I'm well known in this town. Everybody who knows me knows that my name is Avikar Ilnithar.
We have your tooth. This molar has been preserved through some kind of abjurating magic. A small note is attached to it, a piece of string. The note is inscribed with only 2 letters, H-I. So it's your molar. Why? Oh, is it a... Perhaps you've been lying to them. Perhaps you've led a double life.
A double life? Why, I can barely keep up with one life. What, with all my studies, teaching, and inventions, with all these details of running a successful business?
You don't really teach anyone. You haven't taught anyone in a long while. Have you any way to prove who you are?
No. Have you any way of proving who you are? By what reasoning do you accuse me of being this Norbath person?
It is what I've been told.
By whom?
By the League of Twilight.
What? The thieves? But they are the least trustworthy group of scoundrels in the entire city.
Perhaps they are. Well then, explain yourself. Why would they send me here to kill you?
I have no idea. I've always been on good terms with them.
What do you mean on good terms?
We've done business together.
What kind of business? Perhaps this has something to do with why they are after you.
The League of Twilight sometimes comes into possession of certain rare substances that are valuable for the creation of magical items. I buy these substances from them.
And do you sell anything to them?
Sometimes, yes. And sometimes I help them to identify magical items.
What kind of items do you identify for them?
Oh, magical weapons, arcane books, all kinds of things that require the use of enhanced lore.
Perhaps they wish to keep the identity of one of these items a secret.
Hmm, that is an interesting proposal. And perhaps I know what item they might wish to keep secret. Well, there was a particularly mysterious gauntlet that my friend Marco Wayward brought to me once a week ago, asking me to identify it.
Yeah, we've met. We know the man. What kind of gauntlet was it?
I could not discern. Its magic was too ancient, too mysterious, even for a scholar like myself. But I could sense a powerful aura of malignant evil upon it. I am convinced it was the evil of the forgotten god Negeth.
Who is this Nige?
He is a god that is largely unknown to the world of men, worshipped only by a few outcast cults that wander endlessly through the lands.
So what do you know about this god?
Not much, I'm afraid. There are very few texts on the subject. I know that he is the god of oblivion, of utter destruction and unbeing.
The god of death?
No, death is a kind of destruction, but what I'm talking about is more profound. The gift is the god of unbeing, of an oblivion that erases even history. His goal is not only to destroy the world, but to make it so that it had never existed.
Why would anyone worship such a god?
I don't know, and not many do worship him.
And you believe this gauntlet had some kind of enchantment that was related to this Nige?
Yes, I'm quite sure of it, but what the manner of the enchantment was I could not discern.
So what happened to this gauntlet?
Well, I advised Marco to get rid of it, and suggested that he bring it to the Temple of Selene, hoping that they would know how to destroy this evil item.
And did he?
I believe so, yes. He was not interested in evil artifacts of this kind, but then again,
What?
come to think of it, I haven't seen Marco since. Perhaps something unfortunate befell him.
I was told that he has been missing for some time.
Well, I hope he is all right. Marco is such a fine young man. I mean, small man. I mean, halfling. He was not young, but small, as is the way with halflings, you know.
Yes, I know. So what do you suggest we do now?
Well, it seems we have both been deceived. Perhaps we should cooperate to get to the bottom of this. I do believe that is better than us trying to kill each other.
Yes, it is. But the guild did instruct me to kill you.
So tell them that you refuse to do it because you do not believe that I'm Carol Norvat. That will lead them to investigate their sources, and perhaps we all will all learn who this Norvath is and what he is up to.
Hmm, an interesting proposal. But they are not really happy when their orders are questioned, you know.
I'm sure. I'm also sure that they will be most interested in why and how they received false information.
Yes, you are right. We will do it your way.
Thanks. Thanks to Leo that you have been a reasonable man. I will try to find out more about this Nigith and this mysterious gauntlet that seems to be at the root of all this.
Hmm, good. What do you recommend that I do?
Well, see what happens in the guild after you tell them that I'm not Carol Norvat. Also, perhaps you can ask the clerics at the Temple of Selene to tell you something about this god Neget that might be helpful.
Very well. I'll do so. Very well.
Farewell. I will be in my store if you need me.
Soleno Salatka.
Hmm. No point wasting good traps. Am I treated as... Ah, fuck's sakes. Good trap.
Get out of here.
Am I treated as hostile? Yes. So... It's all converging on the gauntlet. It's what our employer definitely wants. It's what all the sides want, really. Someone is playing a very dangerous game in order to do what exactly? Erase the traces that they have that gauntlet. It is someone in the guild. Someone who has the knows how the guild works well enough so they can feed that information. And everything we learn about the gauntlet seems to indicate that it cannot be allowed to fall into the wrong hands. If I'd have to take a guess, our employer is probably one of those wrong hands. We need to sell a lot of this crap already. Possibly buy a additional container. Doesn't have to be a magic bag or anything. Just something to put in some of those traps.
What?
You have bags. You have friendly guild bags. So another magic bag wouldn't hurt us either. Might be a bag of holding for us somewhere. We haven't visited one shop at all. Not even once. Boots of tumbling. It's not like I'm gonna use those. Wonder Blister summoning.
Ah,
Wonderline. We can fire it twice. Still, it could be useful at some point. Probably isn't, but Grasna's Hinge. Knock, singly used. Right, not bad. We have these type of items already. One extra isn't gonna hurt. Perfected the art of enchanting mechanical items of all sorts. One of his most famous inventions was an intelligent hinge joint, which when fitted to an ordinary chest would turn it into an animated protector of its contents. Even when removed, the clever item retains its magical nature and can be used to open all kinds of locks. Their animal handling, archer's belt, so piercing resistance too, use of reflexes, quantum size. Ah, Robofire resistance. Product Ghost, ghostly visage, one use per name. Very good. Okay, good enough. I'll probably visit some of the other stores. If I can't get a magical bag of some sort, I'll just buy the bag. Traps are very lightweight, but they use a huge amount of inventory space.
Salutations.
so have you taken care of the problem I mentioned? Is Carol Norbath dead?
No, I have spoken with Havikar and
Spoken with him? I did not ask you to speak with him, I asked you to kill him.
I do not think that Havikar is the man you seek. He has lived here all his life and everyone knows him well. It would not have been possible for him to keep his identity a secret.
Who are you to say what is possible or not?
But is it not possible that your information on Havikar is incorrect? In fact, it was deliberately planted by this Carol Norbath, whoever he is.
Yes, that is possible.
And is it not therefore important to check out whoever provided you with this information?
Perhaps. But perhaps he told you all this simply to buy himself more time. Perhaps he is already on his way out of the city.
I don't think so. He has a thriving business here and would not just want to just leave.
Thriving? You should know that Havikar's store has had very poor profits recently. There's not much demand for magical goods in the city. He has often expressed an interest about moving elsewhere.
Where?
Sardati, actually, but this is irrelevant. I trust nobody. I will have Havikar watch. I will also investigate our sources more carefully. If you are wrong about this, Wilmar, And if Carol slips through our fingers again, then you will bear the brunt of our revenge.
Okay, so what am I supposed to do? We are to follow your orders, which are speak with Fael. Perhaps you can help us get to the bottom of this.
Do so right away, Master Gareth.
Well met.
Is there some doubt as to whether the wizard Havikar and the traitor Carol Norvath are one and the same? Can you tell me what led the guild to believe that in the first place?
Yes, I understand you've been authorized to ask this question. Very well, I will explain. Listen carefully.
You have my attention.
Carol Norvath is a spy who is working for the Sardathian Shadow Thieves. He is collecting information in preparation for a coup that they are planning against us. We have been aware of his presence in the city for nearly a year, but we have never been able to discern his identity. We only know of him because we've interrupted a number of his communications. He has been relaying the information he has gathered about us by placing it within certain fake gemstones that are sold in the main marketplace.
So perhaps the merchant is the contact?
No, we don't think so. The merchants are merely unwitting accomplices. You see, we believe that Norvas sells these gems at fairly high prices, more than their value to any deserting buyer. However, every so often a customer arrives who is willing to pay these prices. We believe that these customers are bringing the gems back to Sardathia.
So how did Havikar figure in all of this?
We observed him selling these gemstones in the marketplace. The price he was asking for them was quite high, high enough to arouse our suspicion.
That's all?
No, it is not all. One of the League thieves picked through his pockets and found something incriminating. He had with him a stamp which had been used on the notes that we intercepted.
I'd like to ask what who was the league thief that did this? That is indeed quite incriminating.
Yes, it is. We do not act on flimsy evidence. Nevertheless, it is possible that the stamp was planted on him by someone else, and the gemstones were a gift.
So what am I to do?
Observe Habikar. See where he goes at night. Try to find out where he obtains these gems. But be sure that he doesn't see you.
Very well, I will do so. Is it night time? It sort of is. Want to share anything with me?
Hello.
Ah,
Fine, fine. Track this son of a bitch down. it is officially night time. Uh, I guess we'll just wait. Probably appear sooner or later. Hopefully sooner. Okay. How long are we gonna have to wait? Maybe we need to move to another night. Why is Cole here? Was there any mention of a night time? Ba, 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 ba. Nothing's happening. I need to wait until daytime then. But he has a shop, so he's gonna be in the shop during daytime. Okay, there's nothing happening here. I'll come back here some other night then. I'm gonna go talk with the priests and priestesses of Selene. Learn more about this Naga god.
Greetings to you.
Missions. Can you tell me about the god named Nigel?
What? Don't speak that name here.
What's the matter?
It is the profane name of evil itself. Do not speak it in this sacred place. Where did you learn this being?
I was told of him by the wizard Halikar.
Foolish mage. Scholars like him always dabble in matters best left undisturbed.
I agree. Their prying always seems to lead to trouble.
Yes. Now is there anything else you'd like to ask of me?
Yes, I understand there was an item, a gauntlet of some kind.
But you know about the hand.
Well, I know that a thief named Marco Wayward has sold this item to you.
That is true, but we no longer have it.
Why not?
When Marco Wayward brought the hand of Neget to the temple, he spoke with Darius Valiana, who handled the inventory downstairs at the time. He didn't want that thing and wanted to see if Darius would buy it.
And
Darius was hesitant at first, but once he learned uh, what it what it was he offered, the halfling 5,000 gold pieces in order to obtain it. He sensed its evil and wanted to destroy it at all costs.
so did Marco sell it?
Yes, and came away quite pleased if I recall.
So I don't get it. What's the problem then?
Well, destroying something like the Hand of Neget is not an easy matter. A ritual had to be performed, one that took several days to prepare. The chamber where the ritual was to take place is still ready and waiting for us to reclaim the hand.
So why was it not destroyed?
Because in the time that it took to prepare the ritual, Darius became obsessed with the hand. The fool even tried to wear it. After a few days, he became so filled with the arrogance of power that he decided to keep the hideous thing for himself. When the time of the ritual came, he did not arrive at the temple.
So what happened?
We went to his home where we found him sitting on the floor watching the foul thing that was on his hand. It was growing into his forearm. He attacked us on sight, babbling curses on some long-forgotten tongue. We managed to subdue him, but could not remove the hand of Neget, which had grown into his arm, so we did the only thing left for us to do. We cut it off along with his left hand.
And what happened to the artifact?
It vanished. It just vanished.
What do you mean it vanished?
It's just that. It disappeared from sight. One moment I saw it in front of me and then it was gone.
Perhaps it was destroyed upon being removed?
No, I'm afraid not. Such parasites are not destroyed when detached from their host. We merely find another.
But who?
We don't know. None of us who were there the day know what happened. We've been watching each other very carefully since then, but nobody's acting differently. The corruption of the hand would be impossible to hide, so I don't think any of us took it.
Perhaps there was a thief hiding in the shadows?
A thief? But why would a thief have been there? Nobody knew what was going on.
Marco Wayward knew.
You're right, of course.
Perhaps he had decided he wanted it back after all.
Yes, it had been in his possession for a few days after all. Perhaps he had even tried it on. If so, then it may have poisoned his mind. That must be it. He returned home, but his dreams were haunted by the foul artifact of darkness. He could not get it out of his mind.
So he tried to steal it back.
Yes, he surely could not have overcome Darius, who by then was wearing it continuously, but he must have been there, in the shadows when we confronted Darius that day. When the thing fell on the floor, Marco must have taken it. Perhaps he still has it.
Yes, that is possible.
This thing must be destroyed at all costs. Marco Waybird must be found. Will you help us?
Ah, yes, I'll help.
Praise the sacred light. Deep down you are a good man, I know it.
So what do you suggest I do?
Well, if you can, find out who has the gauntlet now and where it is being kept.
And I suppose you want me to get it for you.
Well, actually no. Even if you are able to get it, don't. It's too dangerous.
But you think I would become corrupted by it as well?
Please don't take it personally, but yes, frankly that is what I fear. The evil dwemer upon this artifact is very powerful and can defeat even the strongest will. We, the priests of Selene, are better prepared to handle that.
Just like Darius Veliana was?
You have a point there, but we are better prepared now. We will protect ourselves with powerful warding magics before we handle the hand.
Okay, we'll do it your way. I will find out where this thing is and I'll let you know. But I don't think this is a good plan, because considering what happened the last time, the hand was unattended for moments maybe and it was gone. So if we have access to it, we probably don't have the luxury of calling the priestesses to handle it. Okay, I'll find out where the thing is and let you know.
Bless you, sir. I will make the necessary preparations and await your return.
So, now we know exactly who our employer is. And for 35,000 we can give it to him. Probably for nothing we can give it to her. Or we can keep it to ourselves. Um, I'm not stupid enough to try to keep it to ourselves. I mean, we have a cleric and a thief who became obsessed with it, absolutely obsessed with it after just holding it for a couple of days. I don't have the, I suppose, illusion that I'm somehow special from everyone else. If two others, one of them who basically, well, I'm assuming the thief was just a thief and the cleric was just a cleric, and they both basically got obsessed with it. I don't think that I'll be any different. So it is a dangerous item. It might be worth 35,000 gold, but whatever it is, we are not going to keep it. And but I don't think we'll have a choice either. The situation is odd though now. We do have some bags, so maybe we can just dump it in one of those if we find it. I'll see if we can buy some extras here.
Well, hello to you.
Potions of heal. I have one. I'll buy two more. They're very expensive. I don't want to buy many. Also, a couple of scrolls of restoration. No, I have protection from that. I don't need it. And we still have the sketch of a vault. Really know what to do with that. I think what I'm going to do is just go to the shelter and rest. We'll figure it all out some other time, but yeah. Marco Wayward must have it, or at least had it at some point. So very likely one of the other guild leaders found him and naturally got access to the glove. Maybe it's either the intelligence gatherer or the assassins, because they would be sent after him in case of trouble. I suppose we should try to keep an eye out for suspicious behavior, and only one who's basically been preparing for engagement inside the guild has been the assassin faction. However, it could have been also been very likely as a response to the information we leaked to the guild, not because of the hand, so that's not a proof of anything. I don't think it's Loriana. Loriana seems to be a very good person and has been all throughout, so I doubt it's her. It would show. The other two, I don't know. One seems, even Garrett seems to be very. I haven't noticed any change in him. The intelligence officer, on the other hand, I haven't necessarily noticed any change, but I haven't really gotten any grasp of who he is either. He's uh, he's been very closed. I couldn't say. By the way, just until morning. I want to visit the one shop I haven't visited yet, see if they have excess bags of holding. Or any other bags really. I can take it. Something to put a few traps in. I don't know who I'm going to give the hand to. It certainly seems like the sensible thing to do would be to let it just get destroyed. Because it can't be trusted on anyone, one person.
Greetings.
Magical bag. Well, go buy one. Resistance amulets. Ring of protection. Normal basic crap items. And shitty weapons. Six straps on the back like this. What else? I suppose thieves' tools. Bracer's archery. Spell scrolls. Alright. Well, no matter what we decide to do, we have to find the glove.